The South Atlantic's newest tropical storm has formed just off the coast of Brazil this evening. At 10 p.m. Brazil time on March 24th, it was located at 18.7 south, 36.3 west. Its name is Iba. It's got winds of 45 miles an hour and a pressure of 1008 millibars. Here's where it is in relation to the coastline, and it's likely to move towards the south before turning towards the southeast out to sea, and could strengthen further towards hurricane strength as it does so. Right now it's 233 miles from São Mateus, 249 from Linares, 278 from Serra, 281 from Vitoria, and 304 from Guarapari. There are no warnings on land at this time, but there are gale warnings and high surf warnings along the coastline and out at sea. Those will continue for some days to come yet. At the minute, the storm is probably the closest it will ever get to land, and it will slowly begin to draw away. Looking at the models over the next few days, this is what we're expecting. Possible rainfall along the coastline there, but probably not too much. It is a tropical cyclone, not subtropical, so it is fully tropical, and that could deliver significant rainfall if it was to move over land, but it should be staying clear. There it is, moving decidedly away from land as we get towards the later part of this week, off towards the southeast, where it could intensify further as stated earlier. We'll take a look at the wind speed models shortly. Of course, very few land areas out at sea over there, so no other land areas will be affected by this storm. Sea surface temperatures, though, are very warm right now where Iba is, around 27 degrees Celsius, and that is certainly warm enough for some intensification. It will be marginal for about 4 or 5 days perhaps, maybe a little bit less actually. Here's a look at the wind forecast now. You can see one or two small islands of Brazil in the vicinity of those tropical storm force winds, but the area of those winds are going to be pretty minimal. It's a pretty tight, compact system, and will probably remain so for the next few days. There it is towards the end of the week. Looks like it's weakening there and then becoming somewhat frontal as it moves off towards becoming an extratropical cyclone. That's actually a bit of a downgrade since the last model run from the GFS there, which was calling for actually a minimal hurricane, but it doesn't look like it there. Chance of tropical storm force winds look like this: 31% at Serra, 21% at Campos, and 6% at Trindade. The latter of which is just off the coast there. Here's the satellite imagery, which is probably the most interesting part of this very rare event, an actually tropical storm off the coast of Brazil. Force 13's analysis has found 18 tropical and subtropical cyclones off the coast of Brazil and in the South Atlantic as a whole since 1970. The last one would have been in 2017. And this is the water vapor imagery now, and it's been blowing up quite considerably in those latest frames. This is the GOES 16 1-minute imagery, how the storm's been looking in the last 12 hours or so, a little bit less than that. And it's really been getting itself together in those later periods. At the very beginning of that loop there, you could see another area possibly contesting for that circulation towards the northwest, but it's decidedly picked the southeastern one, and it is moving towards the south in those latest frames there. This storm could strengthen further. We'll be watching it very closely. It's fascinating. Back with another update tomorrow. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. You can also help the project reach the next level by becoming a patron. It makes us even better, and you can reap your own benefits from becoming a patron at patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these patrons, too many to read out individually, but we thank them very much for their support through the project over several months now. You can also find Force 13 on Skype and Fool 13 on Discord at extension 9094 for tropical weather chat.